Marisa, what was the genesis for La Casa di Signori?
I suppose my history of coming out of being a performer working for a company, and I came out of that just kind of wondering why I was doing the work, and I became pregnant, and it was just this thing of exploring my family, and then I had that moment of going, well, why aren't I performing that? Why aren't I performing my passion for life and family and my exploration in life, really? And as an artist, that made sense for me. So it is about that discovery of my heritage, my history.
I know that you've worked on the project for a number of years, and your first public creative development showing was a couple of years back.
That's right, yes.
What was the project then?
We did a little barn, so it was just basically standing in front of a group of ladies while they sat around and ate, and I just told just a couple of stories. It was just very straight, and I'd made some pasta sheets and hung them, and we projected some home footage on the pasta sheets. So it was just really simple. There was the smell of the barn, very raw, actually, very rustic. It was a very rustic experience of about half an hour, and I was very rusty in that setting, but it was lovely. It was more about the intimacy at that point with this group of 10 Italian women.
And how did the project develop to this point?
Nigel was very instrumental in this. I knew I had these stories, but I just couldn't structure them. And I became too close to them and too emotional to the pieces. So I really needed Nigel to step in and be the eyes to say, well, this is what's happening here. And it's been a beautiful experience of when he discovers something, his discoveries, and me going, yes, that's exactly what I wanted. So it's been that a dialogue, a conversation between Nigel and myself of going backwards and forwards and both discovering, yes, that is what the story is about.
I've read the script. It's not the final script that I think you're working with now, and I recognise that there are rich characters and rich stories there. Would you like to tell us about a couple of the characters?
I suppose like my nonna and my Zia are the strong women in my life. My relationship with my nonna is very interesting because I've never actually really spoken. I sat down and had conversation with her on a verbal level. It's been a lot of touching each other, sitting next to each other, and a lot of smiling, and just being in the same room with each other. So that has always been a glorious relationship and with her, and I've always wanted to speak to her, but maybe the magic would have disappeared if I could have kind of spoken her language. And my Zia, she was like another mother to me. She's been an integral part since I was since a baby initially, so she would often kind of look after me and has looked at me as being another daughter. So they're just larger than life. A lot of these characters in the village reminded me of Fellini-esque type characters. They're larger than life, and they've got their little ticks and nuances, but that makes them the interesting kind of rich tapestry of characters.